sexual freedom over economic freedom.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain why you said that? And is this something that you think primarily pertains to black people? Are we the clown people of the planet who value, buffoonery and, well, sex ain't buffoonery, but, pleasure over, economic freedom?
Yeah, well, first of all, our condition is unique than other people. So one thing that we first have to recognize is that we don't have the same privileges that other people have, right? If across the street, you have some very wealthy neighbors, right? Trust fund babies, they got their family set up, generations of industry behind that name. You understand me? And then across the street, you're talking about first generation, trying to set yourself up, hoping to go to college or get a good job or whatever you may do in order to, obtain some sort of success. Y'all both live on the same street, you understand me, same planet, but your opportunities and your conditions not the same. Right, okay. So for you to raise your children the same way that people across the street raise their children is going to leave y'all behind the 8 ball, right? And what I mean by that, in certain instances, so it's like black people in America are 80 years behind white wealth. You understand me? So that even if we get paid the same as a white family, right, we still won't have the same amount of wealth, and that's important to understand and to know. And so for me, it's about, just because they over there doing the sexual freedom revolution doesn't mean that's what black people should be doing. It's a different war that we in. They're at a different point in time in their generations. They're at a different point in time in their actualization when it comes to Maslow's pyramid. We still at that point where we need to learn how to produce family, right? And the sexual freedom revolution, to me, in a lot of instances, it just don't make sense, right? It's like, case in point, a woman goes onto Instagram to express herself because she wants to be free. So she's going to perhaps show her titties, her ass. She might twerk. She go throw her pictures when she not feeling, or where she said she feeling sexy. And she said, well, it's not for none of y'all. Number one, don't comment, or they don't mind you comment, but don't DM me. You understand me? Stop being freaks. They even get mad nowadays. And I'm like, okay, that's like cutting on the light and hoping that you don't attract the flies. You understand me? Knowing that flies are in the room. You can't get mad at the flies. That's the nature of a fly. It's coming to the light. And so at the same time, it's like getting sexy on a public platform is not for you. That's for everybody else. You understand me? Posting a picture naked is for everybody else that's going to see, so that they can get a perspective of you as well, right? And so it has nothing to do with freedom. It has everything more so to do with rebellion. And a rebellion is from the ideologies of man that women have said that they want to go against, because they say that they feel repressed. And we do acknowledge a lot of oppression and repression that happens to women, right, when it comes to them expressing themselves in a man's world, specifically in a white patriarchal order society, right? So it's not freedom that you're going for, it's the rebellion to say, I want to do the exact thing that you're telling me I can't do, right? But this particular generation don't really have that issue, right? You have more sexual freedom than economic freedom, right? Because you're not in a position to truly do what you want to do until you can do for self, until you have the ability to separate, own your own territory, and then say, okay, what does freedom look like? But most of the time, this sexual freedom is taking the place of this economic responsibility that we have to uplift generations to come.
Celebrities take a lot of criticism for a lot of moves that they make. And I want to ask you about Lizzo. Lizzo has recently been in the news. Now, this is a woman who is overweight, and she goes around twerking every opportunity she gets. Now, from the outside looking in, a lot of people will say she's part of an agenda that's being pushed. But from her perspective, she's saying, listen, I worked hard. There's nights I didn't sleep. I've been trying to get on for over a decade. So in her mind, all the hard work she has done, or anybody who has done hard work, it's hard for them to see that they're part of an agenda when they done put in that work. So what would you say to a sister like Lizzo, who's like, you're criticizing me, you're telling me I can't do this, that's not right for the race, but, I work hard, why can't I do this?
It's a war tactic. This is war. Now, this is the difference. People start to get it twisted. Sex is one thing. Sex is everywhere, all the time. If that's what we use to measure success, we're not too intelligent here. We have to get out of this sick, immature way of thinking. Power is what the enemy operates on. He uses his power to give you those things that he knows you and we are going to fall into. He'll give you women. Because he knows that's your test. That's what you think is power. Here, take all the women you want. I'm going to take your name, your likeness. I'm going to make sure I own your contracts and everything that's in there to make it to where you die broke. Or at least I take the majority of everything once you're gone and you look like a damn fool.
No. Love is something that I never depended on from a woman. In fact, I don't even like it. You see, look, listen carefully.
I am.
The thing that moves Sebi is that object on the horizon that always keeps showing up.
Every morning.
Not the love of a woman. And this was given to me by my mother. My mother said, look, when you were born into the world, you didn't born with a twin. Okay? So you remember this, that the love that's going to secure you through life is the love that you offer yourself, not the love of a woman. That could come and go. I've been married 4 times. I came home and found my wife in bed with another man. I didn't even feel bad. I felt good. My grandfather always said, get another quick.
Oh, wow.
It's beautiful. Look, these are the things that we need to cultivate. Not the dependency of another. Why should you be dependent on me for love? On yourself. That love that you have for you, that love would never die. But if you depend on me, why would you want to do that? I mean, why would I even want the love of a woman when one day she tells me, well, I don't like you no more, but that's fine. Keep on stepping. But my friend John, he didn't do that. He killed himself. Miguel Angel Cruz on the ship, I was a merchant seaman. He killed himself. He jumped over the side of the ship.
Over that thing called love.
So your love, this word love, we need to re-examine that. I love women. Every woman I've been with, I love now. But I do not depend on their love. You ask about the young lady with us. She says she loved me. She's 25. Ask her. I made it through. I'm supposed to be jumping for joy. Not so.
Sexual freedom over economic freedom.